everyone, I'm Julie.
And I'm Genny with a G. We're cousins and best friends.
Who live on opposite ends of the country, so we decided to start a podcast. Welcome to Get Funny. Hello, happy Monday,
Hi.
Happy middle of August. Nope.
We're definitely in October, but
wow.
yeah.
You know what? That is exactly how I feel. It's
all right, Delulu for the Slulu. I hear you. It's okay. What's a calendar? What is time? We go through this all the time.
What is time?
You know.
Wow, I haven't been so loud and wrong about the date in a while.
Right,
Normally that just happens in my head, but I just said with my full chest, happy August. So middle of August.
I appreciate this though. It feels authentic.
Yes. You know what? I'm showing up as my authentic self, and here we are.
Do that. Well, how have you been? What have you been up to, girl? Back to work.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't spoil it. I was gonna announce that since our last recording, the strike has ended, y'all. The Writers Guild of America is no longer on strike, which means your girl is back to work. Yes. And it could not have come at a better time. I mean, actually, run that back. It could have come 5 months ago. That would have been a better time. But yeah, it would for sure. It would have been better if we had not gone on strike at all. But it's the second longest strike in WGA history.
Historic.
We are very happy to be back at work, but the actors are still on strike. And the studios are playing their foolish games once again, putting the industry in jeopardy and losing a bunch of money just because they're dumb and terrible. I'm like, y'all, we just went through this with the writers, and now you're trying to do the same underhanded tactics and crappy deals with the actors. And the actors are like, no. The nanny said, how dare you?
I love the nanny. I just also want to, and I don't know if this is the appropriate time to do it, but maybe a segue into it.
Okay.
Studios, corporations do better, because currently right now we have Jada Pinkett out here making too many rounds talking about her book, and I need actual actors back to work, because this right here is driving me crazy.
Do you think that she would not have been doing this if the actors weren't on strike? She would still be doing this. She would still be promoting the hell out of that book. The thing about these book promotions, and this happened when Will's book came out, which I did read. I listened to it, and he does the audiobook, and it's actually a really good book. That's my little plug for Will Smith's memoir. I think it's called Will.
I think it's called Will.
It's great. It's on Audible.
Short for Willard.
Back when he was doing the rounds for his stuff, the outlets, every day they have a new news story, and it makes it seem like, in his case, that Will Smith, and now in her case that Jada Pinkett Smith, are constantly giving sound bites to these networks and stuff. What's actually happening is all these different outlets are pulling things from the book and releasing them slowly to drum up interest. What's actually happening is that then it's making people mad at Will and Jada, but it's not like every day Jada's like, all right, now I'm going to sit down with such and such, and now I'm going to give one piece of information that's going to be on the internet all day. I'm not saying she hasn't done interviews, because she certainly has, but not all of the information is coming from interviews that she's doing. Some of it's just from the book that they're releasing. Whatever. One of the things about me being back at work, which I now have been back at work for over 2 weeks, is I don't have time to be on the internet anymore. So I have not been as plugged in to the culture as I have been. I found out about Will and Jada being separated many hours after it dropped.
Well, I mean, at this rate, I just feel like she's just popping up everywhere. Like, I'll be on a work call, and there's Jada. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, I don't care about your relationship. And I also am just like, I posted something today about this woman cracking her lie. And I was just like, you know what? I'm here for the shutdown.
I didn't watch it.
Outrageous. Oh my God, it's so good.
Can you explain?
So in the book and in life, Jada has literally made her personality Tupac's ex-girlfriend. Like she is not anything but. And so she talks in the book that she had visited him at Rikers when he was in jail or in
Okay.
prison, and that he proposed to her during that time. So the TikTok of this woman who's doing the investigation, she's like, how, Jada, how? Because he was arrested in February and he was there only 1 month. In that time he was engaged and married to another woman. So in what world were you there to visit him when you also had been in the headlines because Will had just served divorce papers to his current wife, and then he called you and said we're now going together. So how, Sway, how were you able to do that when there was two other women? Because he apparently was engaged to one woman and
Uh huh.
then he married her. It was annulled when he got out 10 months later, and then he met Khadijah, who he was
Kadada.
with. Kadada. He was with Kadada before he was shot. And so they're like, it's not mathing up. And then she also says that Tupac also told her that he had alopecia and that he didn't tell anybody but her. And it's like, girl, like you mean to say that nobody else in his circle has been talking about alopecia and didn't, and this is my ad lib, but didn't Jada reveal that she found out she had alopecia not that long ago, like after Tupac's been dead? Like it's just she's
Mm-hmm.
so, this whole thing has just been very much her being the vocal one about this relationship that she had with Tupac. And now other people are like, listen, he didn't even really mess with her like that. And it was, she's the only one talking about it. There's these two other women who were in proximity from his arrest to his murder, and none of them have had as much lip service as Jada has. And
Well, because
somebody
they're
else was
not
like,
famous or writing books.
well, you're right. And they were like, the
I
relevancy is that. So I'm
I
sick of
don't.
it. I can't
I
stand
do
it.
not have strong feelings about this like you do, and I. Who am I to say what Tupac did or didn't do? I feel like if anyone knows the truth more than I do, it's Jada. So I'm gonna let her keep cooking. Tupac is not here to give his side of the story, so that's really not
And
something I'm
that's the
concerned
problem.
about.
I get it. I get
I
it.
I
I get
guess
it. I get
I'm
it.
surprised that you're so mad about it.
I'm just mad about it because, like, I'm over here, like, rooting for her. Like, I got real invested after Will slapped Chris for
Mm-hmm.
her. And then she has come out and is like, oh, I'm surprised he even called me his wife. Then why were you there, honey? If you guys are just roommates, then
Did
say
she
that.
say that? I didn't. I haven't.
Ma'am,
Did
yes.
she say that?
So she put in the book as well from the soundbite, it's that they have been separated from 2016, and that
Yes.
in that time he had been dating other people. She was dating August Alstina, and then she said, I was shocked because when he said wife, I looked around like, well, we don't even use that term with each other. Ma'am, what?
Okay.
And that she said that Chris also had asked her out. And so
I
she
did
thought
see
it
that.
was, I do know that everybody did think it was a skit that they were doing, but I'm like, you're over here saying that you're surprised. And she said it, she was talking to Hoda. She was like, he said, get my wife's name out your mouth. And I'm like, I'm not even your wife anymore, but you are because you're not divorced. And that is a term
Right.
that you have. Like, what are you talking about, Jada? Like, it's just to me, and one of the other things I've seen online that resonate with why I get so upset is because I feel like every time something happens, we try to justify people's behavior. And it's just like, girl, they want attention. And that's it.
I mean, she's an actor. Actors deserve a fair deal and also want attention. That's just the nature of their business. But like, what else was Will supposed to say? Keep my estranged wife's name
Right.
out. Like that doesn't roll off the tongue
Keep
as well.
keep my Oscar date's name out your
Right,
mouth.
right.
I mean, I
Keep the
guess
mother of my children's name out of your mouth.
I
No.
mean, and then the whole thing is weird. And then she also was like, but he was just joking because that's what comedians do. I'm like, but you,
Chris was joking.
Yeah, Chris was joking.
Oh, I was like, so wait, she's come out defending Chris in the
Yeah.
slap? Nuh-uh.
Yeah, he was joking. That's what comedians do. I thought she's like, I mean, this is correct. She's like, I can't control other people's emotions about that. But she was like, it was weird that he called me wife. And I was surprised because we
Girl.
haven't used those terms. And Chris had just asked me out. And it was just like, so she told Chris that apparently Chris had, I don't know, he went to talk to her during the part that they didn't show us. And
Mm-hmm.
that she was like, I mean, this is like his own jealousy thing that he's going with. These are his feelings, his emotions. I was just like, okay, girl. See, this is where I can't support none of this. I
Mm-mm.
don't want to read the book. I don't want to do nothing like, well, I'm never going to read those books. I feel like the only book I've ever tried to read, uh, a memoir, was Michelle Obama's, which I didn't finish.
The first
And
one or the
then
second one?
the first one, I did
Dang.
watch the documentary on the second one, and then I tried Harry's, and I still haven't finished that.
Dang, you really don't like a memoir.
I mean, I
I
just don't
do
like.
think that
I like
the
a Wikipedia
audio
page.
audio is great. Highly recommend Mariah Carey's memoir, the audio, because she does singing in it. It's good. I love Mariah
Oh,
Carey.
I love Mariah Carey. Yeah. Okay.
You don't love
But
her
anyway,
enough to read her book.
well, why would I read the book? I watched her concert on the plane from 1996 when she was in Japan. It was great.
That's not the same.
I mean, it
The
was a
book is
wonderful
she
feeling.
gets very vulnerable in the book. It's very good. I and she like sings little interludes in the audio. It's so good. Whatever.
Mm.
How did we get here?
We're gonna head over to Seat on Screen. This week we watched a film of sorts called What's Your Number? And
From
it was
2011.
that's what it was. When I tell you, I Julie had sent a message and was like, "Hey, here's some options we could watch." And I literally said, "I don't remember What's Your Number." So it's going to be like watching a new movie. As about 20 minutes after it started, I was like, "Oh, I do remember this movie." And there's a reason
It
I only
wasn't
watched
like
it the one
watching a new
time.
movie.
It was not. It was in that movie. I did not care for this
Y'all,
movie at all.
yeah, look, listen. This movie is not good. um it's it even though it's like 2011 and did we call it 2011? 2011.
Yeah, I think in the time we called it 2011. I
I
didn't
think so
think.
too, but
I
now
feel like we started using 20 when 16 came. I feel like that's what's vibes I'm getting.
2015, 2017,
2016, 20. Yeah, I feel like that's when I started using it, but more
2000.
colloquially, it was
No,
2011.
because didn't we say 2012?
I
Or did
didn't.
I?
I know I
Oh,
did.
okay.
I mean, I'm going off
2013.
of. Yeah, now I do. Now I'm like, oh
Girl,
yeah,
I don't remember anything.
2012.
Anyway,
But
so even though this movie's from 2011, and in your head you might be like, "Oh, it was a different time," and it was. But
it
even
was
in it was things were so different. Um,
12 years ago.
but even looking at a movie through that lens, like this movie was regressive in 2011. This movie was outdated and like shitty and slut shamey and stupid,
Mhm.
and it has not gotten better with time, I'll say that.
No, it hasn't. And then as we're sitting there, we base our things on like, oh, it's romantic comedy. This is crap. I'm just like, I don't even want to talk about it, but I know we dedicated our time to it.
I
But
mean, look, we'll
quick,
just do it quickly. We could just go through the
yeah,
things that are terrible about it. So
yes.
this movie is with, I think is it Anna Faris? It's not
Anna
Anna Faris.
Faris.
Anna
Yeah,
Faris
Anna
playing
Faris.
Allie Darling, and she is just a person. I don't her role in the movie is female lead who likes sex,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much it. Her neighbor from across the way is Colin. I was like, what the fuck is his name? Colin, played by a young Chris Evans, aka Captain America. For those who get the Chris's confused, I know some people do.
Mhm.
This one's Captain America. Although later on, Chris Pratt also makes an appearance. He
Yes.
is, what's his name? Star Lord from fucking Guardians,
Yes, I don't remember
and
that
Andy
name.
Dwyer from Parks and Rec.
Yes,
Anyway,
and her
so
her
and her
actual
husband her husband
husband
at
at
the
the
time of
time.
this,
Hmm.
yes, I think at the time of this movie, Anna Faris was the bigger star in their relationship,
Yes, I
and
think so
then
too.
it kind of flipped a little bit. um
Yeah.
anyway, so she gets fired. the,
Yes.
the the fact that she gets fired has no bearing on this movie at all. So I don't even know why they
Yeah.
dedicated a scene to it.
It was so
It's
weird too. Like,
it's fine. She gets fired, and as she's on the subway with all of her belongings from her office, she's reading like a Cosmo or some women's magazine, and it says like, "What's your number?" Like a new study shows that guys don't like it when women have had sex with more than 20 partners or something. I don't
something
remember.
like that.
Some
Yeah, it was
bullshit.
like it was really like the average is 10,
Right.
but they really have a problem when you're at 20 or
Oh yeah,
something
like
like that.
once you hit 20, you might as well kill yourself because
Yes.
fuck
Like
it. Like
it's
sorry.
nobody's gonna want your carcass. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty much and then she starts counting and she's
Mhm.
at 19.
Mhm.
But then she sleeps with her boss. And
Yeah, so the fact that she got fired, she meets up with she happens to run into the boss who just fired her at a bar. She gets really drunk, sleeps with him, and now she's at 20. And she's like, "Oh
mhm,
shit. I can't sleep with anyone else. Now I'm going to have to go through." So she decides, instead of finding a new person to sleep with, she's going to go through the old list of people that she's slept with or had relationships with, and maybe see if it's possible to rekindle that romance. And this comes about because she is helping her sister plan a wedding, and when they're at the invitations place, wedding shop, I don't know, she runs into Chris Pratt, who plays Donald,
yeah.
but they
Ugly Donald?
disgusting Donald, they call
Disgusting
him
Donald.
disgusting Donald, who is a person that she used to date. He's on her list. And the reason, dear listener, you ask, why is he disgusting? Well, it's because back when they dated, he used to be fat. That is peak 2011 comedy right there. But she sees him and now he's thin, and she's like, "Oh, he looks kind of cute. Like, wait a minute." And turns out he's engaged, he's planning a wedding now too, and that leads her to think like, "Oh, maybe some of the like crappy guys that I dated are now not crappy anymore. Maybe they've had a glow up, as one could say." So her neighbor, Colin, is sleeping with a new girl every night. Every night he's got a new woman, and he also is trying to avoid kicking them out. So sometimes he's just like out in the hall waiting for them to leave. And at one point he like asks her if he can stay in her apartment just to wait out while the girl who's in his place leaves, whatever. So they come to a mutually beneficial arrangement wherein he will use his cop family skills. He comes from a family of cops. He is not a cop, he is an aspiring musician. But just because he's not a cop doesn't mean he doesn't know how to Google people the way regular people do in 2011. He's not really using a bunch of skills for this, but he decides he can help her find the people on her list, and in return she will let him use her apartment as like a place to escape from his hookups.
And which is wild because at this point, I don't know if they revealed how many he slept with, but he's well past 20.
Oh yeah, and okay, the one thing I will say in his defense, and in slight defense of this movie, but I it's hard to defend this movie. I can't. He so spoiler alert, Chris Evans is the love interest in this movie. And from day 1, he does not care how many people she slept with. He
Hmm.
thinks it's stupid that she is going back in time to like revisit her exes. He doesn't understand it. And she's like, it's different for you, it's different for guys, blah blah blah, which is not wrong that there is a double standard when it comes to men and women. But hey, isn't it great that this guy doesn't give a shit about your number and wants to be with you anyway? And she's like, no, 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 I can't think about that. Let me go back and revisit my exes.
And then he
Anyway,
also There's also the he is just like lazy and everything that she's saying she doesn't want, but he is that because she wants to go back to the one star of her past who has like money now and he has like a really good job, but then Colin says he can't
Mhm.
find him. He's like one of
Oh, yes.
the easiest findable ones, but he's like, oh, I can't find it. So that's when you see like he's like just trying to dissuade her because he actually does like hanging out. He does like to just be cuddled up and watching a movie. All the stuff he kind of says he didn't want, and it was just like, oh, okay, I guess. But she's like, I want him, and why didn't you tell me that you found him? It was so weird, and then at the wedding, am I confused? No, it
Girl,
has to
it
been the
doesn't
same
it
one.
doesn't matter. None of this matters.
It doesn't matter. She ends up getting the guy
Shenanigan.
she likes.
She finds the guy. His name is Jake Adams.
Jake
He's the guy
Adams?
that she's been wanting to find this whole time. Who Colin says, "Oh no, I can't find him." She ends up finding him, and as Jenny said, figuring out that what's his face,
Colin.
Colin, lied to her about not being able to find him, etc. And so she starts dating Jake, and she's like, "Oh, great!" And he's like, "We can get married. We can be a power couple. Blah blah blah, whatever." And he
And
wants
the
to move
mom
her to.
really, her mom really likes him, right? Is that what I remember?
Yeah, yeah, her
Yeah.
mom loves him. Her mom has been kind of antagonizing her this whole time. Like, don't you want like a boyfriend? Don't you want to have someone to love? Whatever. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Finally she when she's giving her sister's toast at her wedding, right? Her maid
Yeah.
of honor toast, she realizes basically that she loves Colin and that she was wrong to push him away and she's got to go win him back, whatever. So here comes the grand gesture, which pissed me off more than anything in the world.
Oh.
More than anything in the world.
Okay.
So Colin, who as we mentioned is a musician, he finally has decided to use his musical talents to actually make some money and play at a wedding with his band. So she knows that he's playing a wedding. She doesn't know which wedding it is. So she has a list of all the weddings in the city from her sister's like wedding coordinator. So she starts going through all the weddings that are happening in Boston at this time. She finally reaches the one where Colin is playing. It's a very bougie wedding. There's a guest list and they won't let her in. So she ends up climbing over some like shrubbery, doing some real shady things to get into this wedding. She comes in and she sees Colin is on stage playing a song with his band. Now she is like, I have to talk to him. A normal fucking person would be like, let me wait and let him have his moment. But what does she do? She gets on stage while he is singing and starts fake singing with him and is like, I have to talk to you. And he's like, not now. And somehow he accepts this and gets off stage and talks to her and forgives her and blah, blah, blah. And they live happily ever after. But, girl, what? This is his job. What are you
I
talking
mean, the whole
about?
thing is so outrageous because you could just wait at home. You know where he lives. Of
Yes.
of all the things that could happen, I don't know.
Even
I
if
didn't
you had
find
to sneak into the wedding, you could have just waited until he, like, this bride and groom paid money to have him on. It's just
right. I'm just not a fan of
selfish.
it. I don't like it at all.
Well, and then the other thing is, so after they, end up together the next day or a few days later, I don't know, whatever. They're in bed, they're like lovey-dovey, and she gets a voicemail or an answering machine message that we hear as the person is leaving it. The voice is played by Aziz Ansari. Actually, I don't know if you recognized his voice,
I
but
did. I did.
he's one of the people on her list of people she slept with, and he was just a
Hmm.
guy that she met at Club Med in some
Hmm.
whatever some tropical location, and she is like, yeah, I got really drunk and slept with him. And so in the voicemail he tells her, I don't know what you're talking about, we actually didn't sleep together, you just got really drunk and like
A shitty
threw
hand
up on
job.
me or some shit, I don't know. And so she learns that she didn't hit 20, Colin is number 20, and we're supposed to be happy because she has attained this mythical number that literally no one cares about. Except the sad part of it to me is that I know that there are people now in 2023 who actually do still care about this. And I'm like,
Mhm.
how is it? Whatever, guys. The movie sucks. The movie's
The
dumb.
movie
Don't
was
watch it.
terrible.
It's not even
It,
like funny. Oh,
no.
okay. If you're like, is there a reason that I could watch this movie? The one redeeming quality, and I don't think you should even watch the movie for this. You can just find this online. Is Chris Evans is uh unclothed for part of it, so you see his like, But it's been so popular. If you like Google Chris Evans shirtless, you will get clips from this movie.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought it was terrible. It wasn't funny. It wasn't. I just bared down and watched it. And then, you know what? It's so funny because then I thought about, like, what did I think this movie was? And I was actually confusing it with Little Black Book that
I
came out with the
Is that
woman who
with
passed away,
Brittany Murphy?
Brittany. Yeah, Brittany
Brittany
Murphy.
Murphy.
Hmm.
I don't remember that movie. Like, I remember that it's a movie with Brittany Murphy, but I don't
Hmm.
remember if I've ever seen it or not.
Yeah, I know I've seen it. I don't remember the whole plot, but I think that's what I was confusing it because I feel like she's going through the black book to find, I think, the guy's ex girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I was like, that
Oh,
movie was funnier than this movie, and this movie was trash. So I don't know. It
oh
was
man.
a
R.I.P.
thing
Brittany
we
Murphy.
watched,
It is
but
something we watched. Um, y'all, their number. The myth, the fact, the idea that a vagina can be stretched out by many penises is incorrect and has been proven incorrect many times over. Like, it's not actually based in science. And especially if you consider the fact that, let's say you had sex with 20 guys, that's 20. Let's say it was just one night stands. You had 20 one night stands. So you had 20 penises going in your vagina. Fine. Let's say you had a 5-year relationship where you had sex, let's just say every week. That number is more than 20. So by the logic, but some guys are like, no, I'd rather be with a girl who's only been with one man. I'm like, what's not clicking?
oh my god, don't this will go us get us down to the two men with a podcast and all their nonsense that they say. Like, I cheated on my girl a million times, but then she cheated on me once. Like, okay, slut.
And like, just
What?
because I wanted to open up our relationship because I had a girl on the side that I wanted to be able to date freely, and all of a sudden my girlfriend thinks it's okay that she can get a man, even though I'm the one that suggested open relationship. I didn't think she was gonna get a man like that.
It's outrageous. This one woman did she pretended that she was a guy with a podcast and started talking. I was so convinced I forgot she was a woman. Like, cause she was saying stuff and she was like, and like, I cheated on her and then she goes and cheats on me. Like, be yourself, queen. Aren't you an independent thinker? Why are you copying me? And I was like, I cannot. So I can't. So the movie's trash. Don't watch it. Do
Don't
what
watch
you
it, y'all.
want,
The
and
end.
that's it.
That's it.
Whew. All right. Let's see if we can find something to make us feel better. What did you find on Al Gore's internet?
Okay, well, we always have we always have an "Am I the asshole?" But this week, I also was thinking, I don't know if you want to talk about the Oyster
Oh
Girl.
my god, I knew it. I guess we have to talk about the Oyster Girl plus the Cheesecake Factory girl
I don't know Cheesecake
plus
Factory Girl, so
well, Cheesecake Factory girl. Okay, Oyster Girl first.
okay,
But Cheesecake Factory Girl, just for people to know, is very small. But Cheesecake Factory Girl is a woman who was filming herself on a date in the car. And she
okay.
goes, hey, everybody, he wants me to get out and go to Cheesecake Factory. And he's on the other side about to open the door for her, and she won't get out the car. He's
Oh,
like, what's going on? And she's like, you're taking me to Cheesecake Factory. I'm not getting out. And he's like, what, are you serious? Like, who are you talking to? And he legitimately is like, this is a night. When I tell you, as a Cheesecake Factory fan, I'm offended. You know what? We don't want your business at Cheesecake Factory. You can go.
I'm
Okay?
sorry.
Because
Are you?
we let me tell you, if a gentleman was like, let's go to Cheesecake Factory, marriage, absolutely marriage. It is First of all, it's considerate because it has a menu that has over 28 pages. So you can pick what you
Something
want
for everyone. Something
for
for everyone.
everybody. Price point less than $50. So it works for everybody. And they give you enough that you can take home. So really, you're paying for 2 meals. The
Mm-hmm.
strawberry lemonade alone is delicious, but you can add vodka to it and get a little
Ooh.
turnt. Don't
Oh.
disrespect Cheesecake Factory. I am a fan.
So, I've only been to Cheesecake Factory. Why did I
Ooh,
say that with
hello.
factory? I've only been there a handful of times. I
And
think,
mostly with me.
yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like maybe the first time I went there was with you. But it's not because I don't like it. It's just like it's not close to me. There's other restaurants, whatever. But the way that I see people talk about dating online and stuff, it sounds terrible on
It
all
is.
sides, but like, and I'm, firmly team, know your worth, whatever. But there's a difference between knowing your worth and like being foolish because don't block your blessings by saying you're too good for Cheesecake Factory. Cause like where were you wanting to go? You're gonna Let's be
Right.
real, you're probably gonna order fettuccine Alfredo when you get there. So like calm the fuck down, Gordon Ramsay.
I can't. I mean, I will say, some people be losing their mind because I've had a conversations with people where I'm like, really? Did you really think Waffle House was a place to suggest?
You know what? Don't no.
That's not a
Waffle
date.
House.
That is a after
Okay.
date meal. That's not a date spot. It's an after date
Okay,
meal.
fine. Fine, fine, fine. First date, I'm trying to put myself in the mindset. I can't, it's hard for me to do that because I'm coming at it from a person who loves Waffle House, has been to Waffle House with Richard many times, and it's like our plate. We love Waffle House. If we had Waffle House in Los Angeles, forget it. We don't. That is to our constant disappointment. But I'm trying to think if like he was like on our first date, let's go to Waffle House. I probably wouldn't enjoy it or wouldn't have enjoyed it, but we were also like 21 on our first date. So like if that's where he wanted to go, I would have handled that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I did go to a Moe's once as a first date, and we were
Ooh, I
19, so it
love
was adorable.
Moe's.
And it was
Ooh.
$5 Monday. I get it. It was
Ooh.
cute.
You know what? The way this economy is
Right.
economying.
Listen, I've been talking about Olive Garden or Oliver's Garden, as my mom says,
Who's
and
I was like, who's Oliver?
Oliver's Garden. And we went on Thursday evening, me and some folks, and when I tell you we've not stopped talking about the deal that is Oliver's Garden, where you get unlimited breadsticks, super salad, and you don't really know where you're gonna go until they ask you super salad, and you're like, okay, salad, but I want
Oh.
soup, and then you could stop it. Best meal, best $36. I took home stuff and I still have leftovers.
I also have not been to an Olive Garden in like 10 years. Um
Phenomenal. Anyways, okay, Oyster
anyway,
Girl. Talk about
Oyster Girl. I
talk
love how
about
you're
it
like,
because
okay, Oyster Girl first, and then
first,
you're like, let's talk about Cheesecake Factory first.
you're right. I'm terrible, but yes, go ahead, Oyster
So
Girl.
Oyster Girl is another person who has gone viral on the interwebs this week. A lot of the things that people post online when they're talking about dating are not designed to. Usually it is people posting things, and the consensus, which I normally agree with, is men are trash. That's just like the general, you can kind of all agree. So the fact that this TikTok had me siding with a man, had many people siding with a man, was very upsetting to me because I was like, don't make me take his side because he's probably terrible too. So this girl posts this
Which I
video
will
and
say, he is terrible, and I have my reasons.
oh, okay, okay,
Mhm.
okay. Well, I don't know anything about that, but she starts off this video. She's like, "Hey, y'all, come with me to a date or whatever." This dude's been in my messages talking to himself for weeks, and I decided to humor him and go out for drinks with him. So already it's like, all right, she didn't really want. She even said she was like, "And I needed content." So okay, so she goes to her favorite oyster spot in Atlanta because on Tuesdays, I think they
Mhm.
have a dozen
$15.
oysters for $15. And so she then yes.
It is a dozen. I was just I was just
Okay,
trying
so
to do the math.
she then proceeds to not only film this entire date, not date. So the dude's not in the video at all. You see like his arm at one point. But she's filming all of the oysters coming to her. Not only filming with her camera, but recording herself slurping the oysters. Already, I would have walked
Slurping.
away. I would have walked away.
Slurping. It was
How dare you?
disgusting.
It was
Ugh.
gross. I'm
Especially
sure
if you have sensitivity to that
it would probably
sound.
be less gross in person where you're like having a conversation and like there's things breaking up the slurping, but because it was just a video straight up of her slurp, it was like, no. So she orders four
Four.
trays, 4 dozen oysters.
48 oysters.
48 oysters. And not only that, I don't think the dude is eating oysters at all. He's not eating anything.
He's
and
not.
so what she's done, 48 oysters is an insane amount of oysters for any person to eat. And then she goes, after the oyster, mind you, while she's like slurping, she's also like moaning. I'm like, what is happening with you and these oysters, girl?
She
you are
is
over
dressing the oysters. It's a whole thing.
Yes,
if you like oysters, this video is for you. As someone who hates oysters and slurping noises, I hated this video so much. But keep going.
Well, so once she's done with the 4th dozen of oysters, she goes, after that, I was like, oh, okay, I'm still hungry. What am I going to eat? I was like, absolutely not, girl. Not saying the oysters are filling, but you are just eating by yourself at this point. After 4 dozen oysters, she gets some potatoes and some crab cakes. And she's like, how come halfway through I looked up and I see homie's gone? Like, he said he was going to the bathroom. He never comes back. So she finishes her meal, she pays, whatever. She's like, I'm glad I had money with me or whatever. I'm like, don't go out without money, first of all, because you never know when you're going to need to pay for a date. But afterwards, she texts him and provides a screenshot. She was like, I'm just paraphrasing all of this. She was like, it's kind of lame to just like run out on the bill or whatever, just like leave. And he was like, I invited you for drinks and you were ordering a whole ass meal. Like, I'll cash app you for the one drink I had or whatever. And that's it. Certainly he could have been like, hey, I'm leaving. I do not want to be here. But also the fact that she's recording this whole thing, not bothering to engage with him at all, it seems. And probably the biggest sin of all, she's using her flash the entire time she's recording these oysters coming to her table. Straight to jail.
She had a ring light. Maybe she had a ring light.
Which is even worse.
So this is why, I mean, when Julie just first sent it to me, so she was a source of this. I have since then seen all the TikToks afterward. And I do find it, I mean, the video to me is just terrible because the slurping is enough for me not to be, I can't even be invested. But it is the fact that this man consistently was the one messaging her. And I understand why some people are like, you know what, maybe I'll just give him a chance. Like, whatever, there's no connection here. But to me, if you see her ordering the 3rd tray, isn't this when you should, and we don't have his side. I want to be very clear. We don't have his side. All we have is his text messages to her at the end. But at the 3rd one, wouldn't it have been a moment to see like, hey girl, so I don't know if this is going anywhere if you're just going to eat this by yourself, because it was her just eating every single one of them.
She did not share, no.
And I think that's a big problem with dating in general, just because there's people who have assumptions and expectations. They're usually not the same. You're wanting to take her out. You said, I just want to take drinks. There are plenty of bars you could go to, my dude, that only have drinks if that was the case.
But and not a deal on oysters.
And not a deal on oysters. You're making her pick the place. She's going to pick what she likes. I feel like, yes, it sucks that she did order all this stuff. And I don't ever think that you should expect somebody to be your wallet. But at the same time, what were you doing in her DMs with no response and then thinking that you're going to have good conversation if you haven't had conversation up till then? So I don't feel bad for either one of them. I do. I was telling Julie immediately, was like, this is fake. This gotta be fake. This just gotta be a promotion for the restaurant. There was somebody else, the follow-up to the TikTok, who did some fact finding for us.
Mm-hmm.
She went to the restaurant, she asked the waitress if that person was there and was she on a date, because in the video you can't see the guy at all. Some people said you can see an arm,
Mm-hmm.
but the way that that was angled, I was just like, I think she's just promoting this. And it worked for me because I was like, I mean, are the crab cakes good? I'm not going to go for the oysters, but is it? And apparently she does go every Tuesday. And, you know, to her point, I appreciate she also didn't show the guy. So that also, she didn't show herself
Yeah.
either. So she wasn't
Well,
really
no,
trying
this
to,
is the thing.
oh,
So, what I have since seen on the internet, because people were immediately like, this is fucked up. Like, how are you going to do this? Whatever. And then, because I don't know if she's an influencer or just a person who posts things, whatever. So then people found videos of her, like, face or like slideshows of her, whatever. And she is like an Instagram baddie. Or like,
mm,
basically, when you think of like an Atlanta baddie, that's her. And so suddenly
or
everyone
me.
on
I'm just
the
kidding.
internet, suddenly everyone on Twitter at least was like, and by everyone I mean the men, of course. They're like, now hold on a second, maybe we were too hasty in our judgment. Or
Oh,
like, I'll
wow.
I'll I'll buy her as many oysters as she wants. I was like, see, this is what happens.
And,
Hot girls get away with shit.
well, absolutely. And I think that's the other point. Then what was that man trying to do? He's just mad that she was getting her oyster full. You need to do better, sir, and actually analyze what you're doing. Because to a certain extent, if someone is going to keep bothering you, a lot of times people are like, maybe I'll just throw them a bone. Let's, whatever. It is what it is. But
Mm.
good for her. Go ahead, queen. Get your oysters and be a baddie. And,
Someone
you
was like,
know,
"Oh, he." Someone was like, "He blocked his blessing because oysters are an aphrodisiac," and she had 2 lemon drops. And then the other people were like, "Now you go know good and well she was gonna leave him
she
and go
absolutely,
text the
absolutely.
other guy that she actually wants to fuck because
Right.
he would have gotten her
Absolutely.
nice and juiced up." And then,
Oh God.
but
But I
then
mean,
there's
it
also
wasn't
like
a
people
bad
saying,
deal. It was
"I
what,
mean, if you like
$60
oysters
for
like that."
oysters? Probably the mains. I mean, it wasn't like a full main course, like, because people are like, she ordered another dish. I mean, it was technically she ordered a ton of tapas if we're really thinking about it. So
I
it's
think
probably
just
like
the
a hundred
idea of
dollars.
that many oysters, as someone who, so I'm not really a raw oysters person. The only oysters I really fuck with are New Orleans does like charbroiled oysters, and so they're not raw, and they like have a bunch of butter and like they top them with like some cheese and stuff. Those are great. But
Well,
even
it was.
then, oh, and they come with like crusty bread on the side, and it's really delicious. Even then, to make a meal out of that is like it's very rich because you're consuming a lot of like butter in that case. Um, I wouldn't want to have more than just a dozen that I share with a person as like an appetizer and then move on to the next meal.
No, she was hilarious. Then someone else, I don't know who else was doing this, but they were like, I mean, 48 of anything is a lot. And they were like, but then they said, I couldn't imagine eating 48 fries. I'm like,
Okay, well
okay.
that is stupid.
At that point,
Who has
that's
ever
weird.
counted fries?
Right.
That's
I'm like, I'm sure certainly most of us have eaten 48 fries. Come on. But yeah, oyster seems like a lot. But again, I digress because I don't eat oysters. Someone said, oh, someone said that if you if you can't go to Cheesecake Factory, I'll go, and it's a woman having like her feast at Cheesecake Factory. And my friend sent it to me. She goes, "Me and Jenny and that hoe just like eating good and having a good an amazing time." Absolutely, every time, every time me and my friend will go to Cheesecake Factory, just us. It's a Tuesday. Want to go to Cheesecake Factory? Absolutely.
Why not?
It's
Why not?
amazing. I mean, I feel like if you're a good time, it doesn't matter where you're going. Hand to God. If you're a good time. If you're not a good
I
time,
mean,
everything's gonna matter.
that's why I tried to say Waffle House, but you
You're
said
right.
no.
You're right. But I just don't like what
Okay,
But
well,
anyways.
let's not. We don't have time to get into that. I need to wrap up and go have dinner, and you need to wrap up and go to sleep, even though I know you're not going to go
All
to sleep.
right. Relax.
Uh,
Sleep.
you need to sleep more. So anyway, moving on. What brought you joy, and or what are you looking forward to?
It's official. I can tell everybody I was selected as a 40 under 40 recipient. And it's so funny trying to explain this to family because they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, in Espanol, you have to explain a lot. So I'm like, so there's a leadership opportunity. And if you're under the age of 40, then you're selected. Only 40 people are selected. And they're like, that sounds cool. But anyway, it is really exciting. And
Yay, yay, congrats,
that's brought me
congrats.
joy. And then I'm really looking forward to celebrating with family and friends. And then there's also like a lot of baby showers coming up, like a
Oh,
lot. So I'm excited to go visit babies
are you
or
looking
baby
forward to that?
showers. I
I was
do. I
like,
enjoy a baby shower. I feel like baby shower is probably the only party that you know that there's gonna be fun games and there's gonna be cake. You can't guarantee that at every party.
I guess not. I guess not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm excited. But funnily enough, two of these baby showers, of the three I'm going to, two of them are going to be nighttime baby showers, which I've never been.
I don't say you've never been, because I feel like in our family we definitely had nighttime baby showers because those things would get turned.
I feel like they
It's
started
only
in the day and they went into the night. This one's literally starting at 8 o'clock.
okay.
Like,
Maybe. I've definitely been to nighttime baby showers
wow, look at you, little nighttime
as
baby
as a
shower
child. As a child,
partier,
I,
a
girl, I've
partier.
only been to like 3 baby showers as an adult.
Oh,
Maybe more than that, but not that many. I don't have that many friends with babies. Um.
babies be babying.
Anyway, well,
What
that's
about you?
fun. Uh,
What are
what
you looking forward to?
about me?
What are you looking for?
What is
Or what
happening?
brought you joy? Same question,
Ask
different
ask
answer.
me again.
Okay. What about you? What brought you joy or what are you looking forward to?
Thank you for asking in a super organic way. What brought me joy? You know what? Being back at work. We hit the ground running. We are working real hard already.
Type, type,
It's
type,
been
type.
great to see everyone, and honestly, it somehow feels both like we never left, and well, actually, it feels like we never left. But then sometimes I'll remember and be like, "Oh my god, we were on strike for like almost 6 months." I don't remember the time, but like 5.5 months. That's insane.
It's insane
Or
amount.
5 months, I guess. 5 months. Yeah. It's crazy. But it's great that we are able to just like jump back into it, and that's exciting. And what I'm looking forward to is being back at work. And right now we are starting to discuss the episode that I'm gonna write. So I'm excited to this week figure out like what's gonna go into my episode, and then once we figure that out, then I'll be off writing the outline, and then after that writing the script and whatever. Yeah, I'm just excited to be back at work, and have a thing again. It's really nice.
Yeah.
The strike was
A
a
lot.
strike. But here we are. And what has also brought me joy is the fact that you are 40 under 40, and I'm so excited for you. One of the sad things about me being back at work is that the literally just like 2 weeks after I booked my plane ticket to come see you for your 40 under 40, I got the notice that I was going back to work, and
Yes.
I probably will not be able to make that.
She will be there in spirit though. Maybe I can
Yes.
live stream it. My plan is to get my guests to film my Instagram live while I'm up
Oh,
there. I don't think
nice.
I don't know. I doubt that it's going to be a long process. I think we're just going to receive the thing and we get
Oh,
to
okay. Oh,
which
you don't
I'm
have to
just
give like
like,
a speech?
yeah, I'm so sick of this. Like, I want to give a speech, y'all. What in the world? Like, last year, I was also a recipient of an alumni award, and I was like preparing my speech in my head, and they were like, "You can sit down now." And I was like,
Oh, wow.
"They're like, we have the video of you, so you're good." And I was like,
Dang. Not the
"Right,
distinguished alum. Okay. Wow.
yep." So
Well,
yeah, I mean, I'll give a speech anyway on the the night of
On
the
the internet?
party or the afternoon of
Oh,
the
yeah,
party.
at the
It's so funny.
party.
So funnily enough, I wanted to have a nighttime party on a Saturday, but that's when one of the baby showers is at nighttime. So I'm going to do it in the afternoon. So the adult party will be
Mm.
in the afternoon. But you know, I love me a good afternoon shindig.
So are you going to kick the adults out at a certain time? Or is the party going to keep going
No,
once you go to the baby shower?
no, we have a hard out. Like
A
this is
hard
someone
out.
else's house.
Okay. It's a
This is
hard
someone else's house. So I'm like, no, y'all gotta go. I don't know where y'all gonna go, but y'all can't stay here.
Dang. Okay.
So it'll be fun. But I miss you, and I was super sad, y'all, like super emotions. Because I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy for her. No, she's not gonna come, but she gets to go back to work, which is what we've all been praying for. So it was a
I
lot of
know.
emotions.
It is. It
But the
is.
best part of life is that, you know, we get to celebrate regardless of being in person or not. So
That's true. That's true. For
but it
me.
was so funny, y'all, because I love that Julie even was persistent enough. She's like, listen, so what I could do is take a red eye, then get there at 6 in the morning, and then be ready to go for your party, and then leave the next morning. And I was like,
I was
that
still
sounds
considering it.
terrible.
I'm still like, I mean, I could I could do it. But see, if it was a nighttime party, then I'd be like, okay.
Right.
But then Jenny was like, hey, that doesn't sound smart. Because like you'll land and we'll immediately have to just go and get ready. Like you won't be able to like sleep or anything. I was like,
Yeah. I mean,
oh, not only was it a red eye that I was thinking about, it's on Spirit Airlines.
it's right. It's just like none of this made sense. And
But now that I have a job, I could probably get a different flight and not have it be Spirit. I'll just pay. I could pay extra. But yeah, no,
I
you're
need
right.
you to stop. I need you to stop. I would prefer if I want to see my cousin, I want you to be here for at least 3 days and have some rest. So I'll cash that one in the future. Or maybe we could go back to Cancun. Just think about it.
Oh my god, let's! Oh my god, that'd be so
You know,
fun.
I love Cancun.
Girl, you be loving Cancun.
I love a resort. My thing is, y'all, we are on a tangent right now, but my thing is why it took so long to experience resort life. I'm very upset because I am a resort girly. This should be the only way to travel for me. Ugh.
See, I want to go back and experience the resort because, you know, when I was there, it was the Bachelorette and we weren't really experiencing the resort. We were there for like a thing. And I want to go back with no like obligations, just like my job is resort.
Down.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm down.
All right.
All right. Well, I love you so much.
Okay. Love you
Happy
too.
week. See ya, y'all.
Happy week. Happy August.
Happy August.
Thanks for listening to Get Funny.
We hope you laughed.
But if you didn't,
we did.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
We killed it.
Crushed it.